It's Wednesday, February the 4th. Our scripture passage today comes out of Proverbs chapter 6, verse 2 and 3. It says, "If you have been trapped by what you said, ensnared by the words of your mouth, then do this, my son, to free yourself, since you have fallen into your neighbor's hands. Go and humble yourself. Press your plea with your neighbor." Our lesson today is about humbling yourself and try to make it right. Solomon is the author here, and he's talking about specifically about a person who's put up security for an obligation. Today we would see it as co-signing for something. And what he's saying is if you co-sign or you agree to be responsible for somebody in case they don't pay, when you've done that and you realize this person isn't going to pay, you go, oh man, I really can't handle this. I didn't think I was going to have to do this. I was doing it just to be nice. What is he saying? He says, if you've been trapped by what you said, you said something, you agreed to something that you really couldn't do, ensnared by the words of your mouth, he says, then do this, my son, to free yourself, since you've fallen into your neighbor's hands, so they have a charge against you because you agreed to something. It says, go and humble yourself. So the first thing he tells us to go and humbly go to them. Not in anger, not threatening, but go and humbly go to them and present your case with them. Sometimes, it may not be a financial matter. Sometimes it's things that we say. Maybe we said something about somebody that we shouldn't have said, and it gets back to them. And we know it got back to them. And we know we really kind of need to go and say something to them, but we don't. Well, what do? Well, you humbly go to them. You humbly go to them and say, sometimes we say things that we shouldn't have, and I said something I shouldn't have, and I apologize. I'm sorry. Now, how are they going to respond to that? You have no control. But you do have control over whether you go do that or not. So sometimes it's things we say. Sometimes it's making a foolish promise that we realize we can't keep. We promise somebody that we would do something, and then we realize, I can't do that. Well, what does Solomon tell us to do? Go to them. Don't just ignore it and not show up. Go to them and say, hey, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have committed to this. I can't keep this promise. I shouldn't have made it. I'm sorry. Oftentimes, we just hide from them, and we don't show up, and we just hope that it'll go away. Well, they will never forget. So it's better to go to them. And sometimes we offer to help with something that we can't do. Excuse me. Sometimes we offer to help with something that we can't do. Again, go to them and say, I know I said I would help with this, but I can't. I'm sorry. They may be understanding. They may not be understanding. But you don't hide from them. You go to them. So we need to be careful what we say. We need to be careful what we promise. We need to be careful what obligations we enter ourselves into. In Arkansas is a beautiful state, particularly in the fall. The leaves turn all these beautiful colors. The leaves fall. It's absolutely beautiful. But it's also a dangerous time. Because, see, they have a lot of copperhead snakes there. And the copperhead snakes just fit in exactly with the leaves. And they're really very aggressive snake. They're a poisonous snake. And just like that copperhead snake in the leaves, it looks, beautiful. It looks beautiful, and you're walking through there, you don't even see the snake. Well, sometimes we catch ourselves in situations where it's very easy for us to make promises or do things, say things that we shouldn't say or shouldn't promise. It looks very innocent, but once we've done it, we get bit. And get bit, we need to seek help. And Solomon says the best way to seek that help is go to the one that you wronged. Plead your case with them, but go humbly and do that. That's tough to do. And we can't be sure that they would always respond well. But we do have an obligation to do that. So, is there somebody that you're at odds with? And it's because maybe you made a promise, or maybe you said something about them that got back to them. Isn't it time to go to them and just say, hey, listen, I'm sorry. I was wrong. And then give them the chance to reconcile the relationship. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. We don't get to make that call, but we do get to make the call whether we even open the door. So, Solomon's words, humble yourself and try to make it right. Have a good day.